So I'm just doing a words Gematria study on pomegranates, and it is amazing. It actually, the Hebrew word is rimon, which comes from the word marrowy, as in like the marrow of a bone. Oh yeah. And then from the abundance of pomegranates, several places take their names. Ramon. I'm reading off Blue Letter Bible, a town with Simeonites. So, pomegranates are a king fruit, and I've been eating them lately, and I'm just doing a Gematria study. Ultimately, it comes from the root ramam, to exalt, or to be exalted, to be high, lofty, to exalt oneself. Interesting. So, so cool. So pomegranate. But I like the fact that it's related to the word marrow, of course, which is where your red blood cells are produced. Your bone marrow produces 500 billion red blood cells per day. Okay, so not surprisingly, I was waiting for this. The word marrow and the word pomegranate are both, +1 parallel father, but at the dead center, this is so cool, the dead center of the word pomegranate is the dead center of the word Jesus. Remember, everything points to Jesus, okay? Everything you've ever seen. So, pomegranate. Go to the dead center, and you're staring at the dead center of Jesus. Gorgeous. Amazing. That's amazing. In fact, you get the E, the RA is the S, and the GN is the U. And that, we did a review on, that equals the great title of God and Christ, leader. Okay? And go even to the tighter center, pomegranate, and of course it equals God. Okay? So, you have this gorgeous, gorgeous, that is so stunning. That's amazing. That is flawless. So remember, at the dead center of Jesus is 45, leader, which is the EU, God, plus an S. Well, that's the exact same thing here at the dead center of pomegranate. Okay. It's amazing how the word pomegranate in Hebrew is pronounced. Well, we can listen to it here.
Strong's H, 7416. Rimon.
Rimon. Rimon. That comes from, according to Gesenius's lexicon, that comes from another Hebrew word which means marrowy, as in from the marrow of a bone, to be marrowy as a bone. And of course, when you slice a pomegranate open, it totally looks like bone marrow. It even has the same color. It even looks like little red blood cells. Like, it has the same color as blood practically. The pigment, I've noted the pigment that squirts out of pomegranates is so strong that it stains just about anything that it touches, and it's difficult to wipe it off, just like blood. And so it's God is sovereign over all these words. So it's related to marrow. And I believe research will come out. There's already tons of research on pomegranates, but that they are obviously very healthy for your blood. I'm sure that's the case. But that's amazing. So we're taking us deep here on the Gematria. We got God at the center of pomegranate, then the center of Jesus perfectly, and then Pomegranate is so gorgeous because it's a five-fold set of 23s I am. We walked through this earlier. Every syllable parallels I am. Pom-a-gra-na-8 and ends in God. But what's the new center pushing outwards? 59. And overall, pomegranate is flawless for Father. It's Father plus, 42 plus 15, 57. But the simpler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fine. Identical with marrow in that you have plus 2s exceed, plus 1s exceed plus 2. It's amazing sovereignty of God over all languages. The more you look, the more you see. Alright, I think we've done a pretty good introductory. We'll just quickly. Always research the depths of every word that God has ordained you to partake of in life. So there's leader at the center of pomegranate. Also, the word gods, as in the Trinity, which is at the center of Jesus. Just looking for the other famous titles of the Lord in here. Just bear with me, I'm looking just quickly for symmetry ones. Yeah, there's some beautiful Father ones. Interesting, the an N. It's most satisfying to go to the center. Oh my, so pomegranate begins with Jesus. Oh yeah, and there's your God's Son. So that's very strong. So remember there's God at the center of pomegranate, and then you get the S-O-N, very easily flanking. So there's your Jesus. In order, pomegranate also equals Jesus King, or Jesus Key, Jesus Tree. But it's most satisfying, in my strong opinion, to go to the very dead center of these words. Just like the most satisfying thing to do with the pomegranate is slice it directly in half and eat the center. And there's love in pomegranate. But manually, I always go to the center and analyze it myself. So God at the center, then it becomes leader, which is at the center of Jesus, and glaringly so. And then the more you look, the more you see, of course. And there's Lord flanking all that. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with what we've done on pomegranate for now. But that's cool. It comes from the Hebrew word for marrowy, and that's what a pomegranate looks like on the inside. It's amazing how God has given us all this information so that everyone can scoop up all the wisdom of God in all of world history using computers, doing Gematria. So I'm looking at Wikipedia for pomegranate, and they are gorgeous, man. They even look like red blood cells. Like, I can't think of any other food in God's creation that crack it open, and even the whole thing is like a red ball. But you crack it open, it's all these little red blood cells. They look like red blood cells. Hence, pomegranate comes from the word marrow. And as research gets done on the health benefits of pomegranate, obviously it's going to be found that they're very good for your blood. And they're very good for assisting in red blood cell production. And if people have a problem with that in their bodies, I would recommend eating pomegranates. And they are my new favorite fruit. Truth be told, our family didn't buy pomegranates growing up because they wanted to save money. But pomegranates are more expensive, but they're one of the kings of fruits. Pomegranate. You can even go into the scientific name if you want. No kidding. So it's in season in the northern hemisphere from September to February. So that's a winter fruit. It's also cultivated in California. I would like to, so now I'm off Wikipedia though. They're saying the English word pomegranate derives from medieval Latin from palm, apple, and granatum, seeded, a seeded apple. Word for fruit. Palm. Huh. Oh, interesting. Garnet, the stone, which is blood red. Oh my. Oh, I see. Hence came the word grenade, because it's shaped like a grenade. Granite. Pomegranate. But it's metatis. So, of a dark red color, granatum. It's really just like blood. So how fitting that it points to Jesus. I'll bet you if you were to, oh, this is pretty obvious to me, because remember, blood equals sun, okay? Blood is the most obvious word of all time that equals S-O-N, because the O-D on the end equals S, the O in the center equals O, and then the B-L at the front equals sun. Blood is literally sun spelled backwards. Whose blood is more precious than anyone else's in world history? Well, clearly Jesus Christ. Okay? So the word blood equals sun. Well, and we're staring at the obvious that the word pomegranate pomegranate is blood colored, but now we're finding, if I find the mathematical value of sun, which equals blood in pomegranate, we will be pleased with what we see. Yeah, there's 33 different ways to find it. One symmetrical way. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I'll pick sitting right on here. Yeah, the word garnet. That's so cool. You just put in and then a garnet stone is a blood red stone. So a garnet stone resembles the pomegranate. This is so deep, so awesome. So I'll bet you we can find S-O-N in the letters garnet. I love it. I love how everything points to Jesus. He is the center. His name is the center. His names are the center of all wisdom and knowledge. Oh yeah, garnet begins with God, of course, but we're looking for. Oh, you can't find a 48 in a garnet. Okay. Interesting. So I would like to look up health benefits of pomegranates. I Exactly. You should not drink pomegranate juice because you've forfeited all the fiber. You should actually chew the raw pomegranate. And it's that dark red color that has the anthocyanins, which all the research is coming out now, that all these dark, deep colored fruits and vegetables are just giving people health benefits that we're only beginning to understand. It's amazing how God has ordained all this knowledge to be at everyone's fingertips, and you can use a computer to. This is crazy. It's true. There's many companies that just want to sell their products, and yeah. Ancient Egyptians regarded the pomegranate as a symbol of prosperity and ambition. And then, and from ancient medical writings from around 1500 BC, Egyptians used the pomegranate for treatment of tapeworm and other infections. I'll have to read more about this.